What is going on there, everyone? Well, this is not shocking at all anymore. But considering this person is an anti-Trumper and a left-wing guy, it does surprise me how even they are being affected now. But let's get into this. From Campus Reform, Saturday Night Live comedian announces he'll no longer perform at colleges. Everyone's probably heard of this guy, or at least seen him on TV before. It's Pete Davidson. Now, this isn't the first time he's railed about anything. A little earlier this year, he had to come out, and he went off on a crowd of little snowflake college kids. When did college become this place where fun is not allowed? Fun is not allowed. Nothing's allowed anymore. Learning's not even allowed on college campuses. It's just indoctrination nowadays. That's it. It seems like all these kids are learning is how to be an activist and how to be annoying and protest everything. I guess that's the new curriculum, but who knows? Saturday Night Live comedian Pete Davidson says that he'll stop performing shows on college campuses because you can't talk about anything without students getting offended. Snowflake culture. In an interview with Paper Magazine, Davison said, "I refuse to do a college after this year because it's like you're just setting yourself up for trouble. Comedy is just like getting destroyed. Stand-up's to be about like sneakers." God, you speak horribly. I hate people that use the word like after every couple words. Like, hey, everyone else likes sneakers? There you go. You can't talk about anything. You can't. The second you open your mouth and have an opinion, you lose money today. And I don't think that's a safe place to live in. Davison continues. He added, "When I'm doing stuff, or stand-up and stuff, nothing I ever say is coming from a hateful place. And you can't know what's funny until you try it, you know?" Yeah, that's perfect. I'm not going to say none, but I will say 95% of comedians aren't harboring hate towards anything or anybody. They're just saying things that'll get a laugh, whether it's obscene or not. You know, it's jokes. It's a crazy concept, isn't it, lefties? Jokes. Offensive jokes used to be the greatest thing in the world. Richard Pryor, anybody remember him? One of the biggest leftist comedian there ever was? Can anyone name that? George Carlin? Very offensive at times, but very, very on point about his messaging and what he was saying. Davison came under attack in 2018 after making a joke on air about Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw's eye. Yeah, his eye patch, which he wears as a result of a war wound he suffered while fighting in Afghanistan. Crenshaw took the joke in stride, and Davison later apologized with Crenshaw by his side. And to that, I give you mad credit, Mr. Davison. That was very, very awesome that you came out and apologized. I know it was comedy. You shouldn't have had to apologize. I was a little perturbed by it, but I didn't think you should ever apologize for it. It's comedy, man. I get it. What's funny to some isn't funny to all. Cool. If I don't like what you're saying, I can, turn you off the TV. Or if we were at a comedy club, I could easily stand up and walk right out. But no, not if you're a leftist. You have to say something. You have to be a buffoon about it. Ugh. However, Davison told the paper that he has never made a joke that he regrets. Good, because you shouldn't, because they're jokes. But anything I've ever said on stage or made a joke about, I don't regret, the comedian said. I mean, some jokes, I'm like, well, that joke sucked, But I'm never like, oh, F. Because there are times I try things that I think are ridiculous, and they work. Yeah, that's what comedians have to do, When they go on stage, a lot of times, especially when it's not a special or anything, they're practicing jokes. They're trying to write their jokes. They're not Just because you're hearing them doesn't mean that's the final product. So they're constantly working on this stuff. And that's what sucks about political correctness today in comedy. I think you need freedom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one thing the authoritarian left does not like is freedom. Freedom of speech, they attack that all the time. I mean, freedom. These people are insane people. The people on the left of today are just crazy. And people who support them, y'all are just as crazy. Y'all may not be as bad because you're not actively going out making a fool of yourself. But in supporting these people and their actions, you're crazy by proxy, sorry. This isn't Davidson's first time showing frustration towards college students, however. During a recent show at the University of Central Florida, this was the show I was talking about earlier, Davison went off on students for whom he performed over their excessive cell phone use during the show. Whenever somebody else comes to your effing town and wants to perform and is exhausted and flies all the way to the middle of effing nowhere to do jokes for you little privileged a-holes, God, he was brutally honest and I love it. Don't effing ruin the show for people who actually want to be here, Davison said. We're the next generation, Davison added, excuse me. Don't you want adults to respect us? Don't you want your parents to be proud of you? No, I don't think they do. Actually, I take that back. I think they're doing what they think is going to get them respect and to make people proud of them. I think they truly believe that. Now, are they right? I could say absolutely not. Because they're worried about adults. I'm an adult. I'm 33. But older adults, people older than me, and people my age don't respect these type of people. I have no respect for these people. I don't generally have much respect for for college people, even before 2015 when this started really getting out of hand. Just don't care. Respect is earned. Just because you went to a university or something, you didn't earn my respect through that. I mean, I could care less. Anybody can go. Anybody that can afford it can go to a university. That's fine. If you have the grades and the money, go on. Well, even people that can't afford it go. And now they want all of us to pay for their services, which doesn't make any sense either. It's another left-wing point that's borderline retarded behavior. But yeah. But he's also not the first person to do this. I have Carlos Mencia, who I do not see as a comedian because he's a joke thief. Just ask Joe Rogan. Jerry Seinfeld, which is one of the legends. Larry the Cable Guy won't perform at colleges anymore. Chris Rock doesn't perform at colleges anymore. And I'm not 100% positive, but I do believe I've heard Nick DiPaolo say that he's not going to perform at colleges anymore. The left is, the left likes to classify anybody that doesn't fully agree with them as racist, Islamophobic, blah, 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 blah. All these stupid things, bigots, just because we don't agree with them. Well, I propose that the left are lifeophobic because they are scared to live life to its fullest. They want to take away everything from everybody, and they're going to protest and do their little activist crap until they try to trick enough people into getting what they want. Because that's all they're doing, is trying to trick you and fool you. Almost everything that they're worried about and scream about is just not true. At least to the extent that they are whining about it. It's just not. Climate change, that's their big thing right now. Big, huge thing. They ruined a good football game because of it this weekend. But, yeah, it's not as bad as you think it is. Stop. Stop it. And a lot more people are seeing that it's not as bad as you think it is because, y'all are doing one thing. Y'all are bringing attention to the subject, I'll give you that, but it's not working out in your favor, really, because when people start actually doing their own research, you can see that the Earth's, everything changes all the time. It's kind of natural. Sorry. It's not as drastic as you make it seem. And then with the whole Trump derangement syndrome thing that y'all have been causing forever, and then mixed in with your Trump derangement syndrome, you made it to where all white males are bad, and this, that, and the other. White males, as myself, have been called the biggest terrorist threats in the world. Well, that's statistically incorrect, and just incorrect regardless. Imagine, and I'm not even going to go there because that could be clipped and taken completely out of context, so I will not say what I was going to say. But yeah, these people are lifophobic, man. They're scared of just living life and enjoying themselves. And because they can't enjoy themselves, they want to make sure all of us are miserable. We can't go to Pete Davidson's act on a college campus because us normies, we're going to have to put up with stupid, moronic, progressive activist types that are going to ruin the night. But we have seen a lot of pushback here lately. You're starting to see normal people push back a little bit. I just hope it's not too little too late. I don't think it will be. I think sooner or later, real logic and everything, morals and values and all that whatnot, will prevail over this outrage culture that the left is just allowing to permeate everything. But we will see. We will see. And I would love to hear your comments on this, as always. I love hearing from y'all. Especially when your views are different. Because, it makes me think even harder about certain subjects. And that's always a good thing. It's good to do deep dives into something. Especially when you're deep diving upon someone else's opposing opinion. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But yeah, I'd love to hear your comments on this one. Because, like I said, you're seeing more and more comedians coming. Comedians are starting to look like they are gonna be at the forefront leaders of ending this outrage culture, this cancel culture, all this. And for that, I have the utmost respect to these comedians. Even people like Pete Davison, who politically we do not align in any way, shape, or form, it seems, but commonsensically, we do align. Like I said, put them comments down. I'd love to hear you. Like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side.